So for this assignment, I plan on showing biomechanics in action through the example of kicking a soccer ball. This action exemplifies Newton's first law of motion, the law of inertia. This law states that every body perseveres in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a right line unless it is compelled to change that state by forces impressed thereon. This means that if an object or body is at rest and not moving, it will remain at rest until an outside force puts it into motion. And this can be demonstrated by a penalty kick in the game of soccer. The ball is placed on the field and is stationary. It will not move until an outside force, such as a kick, comes into contact with it. This law also states that an object in motion will remain in motion until forces change that state as well. So the law accounts for objects in motion and objects that are uniform and not moving. An example of this law for an object in motion could be that after kicking the ball, it will continue to be moving in motion towards the goal until it is blocked by the goalie's hand. The goalie's hand is an outside force that will change the state of the ball, making it no longer continue forward. This could also occur if the ball hits the goal post or if it actually reaches the back of the net, and the net will bring the ball to the ground stopped. Kicking the soccer ball also demonstrates Newton's second law of motion, the law of acceleration. This law states that the alteration of motion is ever proportional to the motive force impressed, and is made in the direction of the right line in which that force is impressed. Simply put, this means that motion of an object is relative to the amount of force acted upon it. The object's change in motion, or acceleration, is related to the extent of the applied force. So if one was not using their full strength to kick, then the ball is only going to go so far and so fast. But if the person puts more power behind their kick, using more muscle energy, then the ball is going to travel farther and at higher speeds. This also states that the object is going to move in the direction in which the applied force is. So if the kicker hits the ball on the back or the side of the ball facing them, pushing their foot towards the goal, the ball will move in the direction towards the goal. The ball isn't going to move to the right or behind the kicker. The applied force is energy from the leg and foot and is moving towards the goalie, making the ball move in that same direction. The kicker's foot coming into contact with the ball is also an example of contact forces. This concept looks at the result of physical contact between two bodies. In my example of soccer, the bodies coming into contact are the kicker's foot and the ball. With the leg of the kicker acting as a moving force and the ball stationary, it is going to remain in motion, the foot, applying force to the ball and kicking it forward. This changes the ball's state and puts it into motion, which ultimately creates the game of soccer. And many other concepts of biomechanics could be analyzed through the game of soccer, and in addition to the three I just discussed.